It is meant to actually, when you look at an act, that is a preferential procurement act that is introduced or that is managed by DTI, Department of Trade and Industry. But then, as they effect it now in its revised form, for me, it impacts a lot on how we are supposed to contribute towards the government agenda and objectives, because it brings in the 80-20 or 90-10 principle, where it looks at the threshold. So only your 10%, for instance, will count for your triple BE, or 20% of your tender or your contract will count as triple BE. But if you look at a contract that is 50 million and then you look at 20%, for instance, it actually, for me, diffuse the purpose of building your local companies or SMEs. Because, I mean, if you are a big company, if you are those big companies out there, your big blue chip companies, it wouldn't matter as long as you compete on price and quality, because it says your functionality will be 90% or 80%, and then 10% or 20% will be your triple BE, which means then it doesn't matter if I'm big, 10% doesn't matter, as long as on functionality and price I qualify or I comply, then it doesn't matter. I don't have to actually go and make an effort in terms of improving my status, in terms of empowering, drive empowerment within my company. So for me, I think DTI has to rethink triple PFA, because as we speak now, we're supposed to have all the SOEs should have complied by the 7th of December last year. However, as state-owned enterprises, we came together and we wrote to the Department of Industry, but to date we're still awaiting response from them. However, there are some smaller SOEs who were not part of, the bigger forum of state-owned procurement forum, which is a SUF. So they are complying as of December, because remember, triple PFA is an act. So if you don't comply with it, then you are actually in breach and you can be taken to court. And these suppliers out there that are big, they know that. Even though we set aside, as SOEs, some portions for SMEs, but they can go and challenge us in court and they will win, because there's an act that has been passed by government and we are not following it. So it is a big challenge, and for me, it is really, really taking us backwards, because we are unable to enforce, your empowerment objectives through procurement, which for me, the government should drive actual empowerment for local companies and to create jobs through the government spend that we have. So it is a big challenge. We are still awaiting. So I think at this stage let's watch the space. But from ourselves, we are engaging the Department of Trade and Industry, and also for them to help us to drive the message to Treasury. In its current form, I think yes. There is no way I think we can influence the 2013 plan significantly with the state of affairs as it is. However, if we still get that amnesty to say we can still go on procuring the way we're procuring, then I think we can. However, the other, I think, option we can take as state-owned enterprise is to look at our business plans and to look at our spend and look at the commodities that we think will affect industry, and go to Treasury to say we ask for amnesty in these, for instance, categories of commodities, so that we can contribute to that plan. If we get that amnesty, then yes, I think we can impact positively. However, it is a process. I mean, 2013 is here. Or if you look now writing to, as we know, writing to the department, it takes long. It has to go through, for instance, our minister, through to their minister, and then it takes time. Delivery, then it's prolonged. And then we miss the boat in that instance. So for me, I think probably we need a critical mass to sit and debate this issue as soon as possible, because I think we are losing benefits. We are losing leverage. We're losing opportunities to create benefits or opportunities for SMEs, or to impact positively on industrialization. Because if you look at 1020, which financiers will take a risk on smaller companies, or when you can't see the benefits that will take, or even your entrepreneurs who can say, yes, I see there's a future there for a 10 or 20% in terms of the capital spend, the billions of the capital spend. If you look at your Escoms, your Transnet, there's a significant, huge capital spend. But if you look, if it's 13 billion and then there's 10% of that, maybe yes, for a short period, but is it sustainable? I think not.